Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about some things in Thailand that may annoy Westerners when they move here. Now the first one on our list is bugs. And what I mean by that is whether you've got a hotel room or a house, whether it's a super nice house or just a regular home, you can rest assured that you will have bugs. So you're gonna have things like ants, you're gonna have things like roaches, of course, they're all over the place. You may even get things like scorpions in your house. But one thing I know for sure you're gonna have no matter what you do, because it's almost impossible to keep them out of the house. Some of you already know what I'm about to say, and that is lizards, geckos. They will come in your house. Not only do they come in and poop all over absolutely everything, but they also like to make loud chirping noises in your home, where at first it might seem a little cool, but after 2 or 3 days of it, especially in the middle of the night, you will find them quite annoying, and you will be battling this the whole time you're in Thailand. My wife and I have been unable to get all of the lizards out of our home, so we live with them every day. The next thing on our list is going to be unpredictable customer service. So a lot of times this depends on whether a business may be Western owned, not Western owned, whether it's a big company, whether it's a small company, and this could be anywhere in the world. But let me just tell you what you will get annoyed with here in Thailand. So for one, you want to go inside of a store and you're looking for something in particular. So if we're going to assume for this that they do speak English, and you may say, I need a glass and I need it to be green. Do you have that? And they may carry it, but they are out of the green ones. You're going to get the no have. And that's it. Just no have. You're done. They don't offer like, well, we don't have that right now, but we're expecting to get that in a couple of weeks. But we do have these in orange and in many other colors. Would you like to see them? Or there is a store right down the road that sells that. Do you want me to tell you where that's at? Don't expect that at all. If you do get that somewhere, rejoice and always go back to that place, because it is not the norm here. So just know a lot of the customer service is going to be hit or miss. And that goes for everything such as, you know, whether they're personal to you or not. But we're not going to get into that kind of stuff, because that's going to happen anywhere in the world. But that, and one other thing about customer service that is quite annoying, is whenever they don't want to lose face with you. In other words, they're going to say they can do something when they actually can't. Why they just don't say we can't do it is beyond me. But they can't do that at all. They'll just tell you, oh yeah, we can do that. Can you be here tomorrow at 12? Oh yeah, we can be here tomorrow at 12. And they may have absolutely no intention of showing up at 12. If you get people who do show up, rejoice, it's great. I just want to get you mentally prepared for some of the things that might be annoying. Now, another one on our list is going to be noise pollution. And yes, this is going to depend where you're living big time. Just keep in mind though, if you come from somewhere where it's relatively quiet and you move to any city in Thailand, get prepared for noise, whether it's just off the street with the traffic going by, or it's a street party in the middle of the week for some unknown reason, or it is a major holiday here in Thailand and everybody is partying all over the place, or there's a temple close by and they're hitting the drums and the gongs really loud all night long. Just be prepared for noise pollution. A lot of times you're going to have noise even when you think you've got a place in the middle of nowhere and it should be quiet. You just wait and see. We've lived in 3 different locations here in Thailand in the last 4 years, had the same problem in every location. By the way, if you are someone who is looking to move here to Thailand, make sure to check out our step-by-step guide to moving here to Thailand. There is a link down in the description to that. Another one that might be annoying to most people is just the heat and humidity. Yes, you expect to have that when you move here to Thailand, but it can get annoying after a while. Now, if you're watching this in the middle of winter in your own country, you're going to say, oh no, that wouldn't annoy me. Just live with it for a couple of years, for 12 months in the year, all being fairly hot and humid, and you will be sick of it real quick. So it can be annoying, especially for some people with let's say oily skin, they're going to be oily all the time, or it's easy for you to sweat, you're going to be sweaty all the time. So just keep these things in mind before you move here to Thailand for a long time. Now, another thing that can be annoying depending on the situation is what we call the mai pen lai attitude, or the kind of like the, I'm doing good enough, I don't need to improve myself whatsoever, I'm getting by, I don't really need to do better at business, I don't need to do better at customer service, I don't need to do better at anything because, I'm making it, that kind of attitude. So there is a very relaxed atmosphere here in Thailand, which is wonderful, one of the reasons that I love this country. But just keep in mind, depending on who you're dealing with or what the situation is, if you're working on something major and you're depending on some Thais here and they may have this kind of attitude, you're going to have to get used to it. Sometimes you're going to want to help them and say, you could really save some time by doing this, that, and the other. A lot of times they're just not open to new ideas. Again, this doesn't go for everybody, but as far as the majority goes, yes, it does. Bureaucracy and constant rule change will drive you insane here. As soon as you think you've got the things taken care of in a legal way, such as maybe your visa or other legal qualifications for living here in Thailand, they change, and they change rapidly, and they change all the time. And there's laws that change all the time. Things always change. That's one thing you can depend on that won't change, is that everything will change all the time. Can make you mad. I think the visa qualifications in the last 4 years that I've been here have been all over the place. You can do this, you can't do that. You can only do this, don't do that. You got to pay this now. Now you don't have to pay this now. You don't have to do taxes. Now you do have to do taxes. And probably now you won't have to do taxes. Who knows? So things just change on a dime here, and you're going to need to get used to it. Another thing that may annoy some people here in Thailand would be the driving, where you'll see people going the wrong way on purpose, or you'll see people just blatantly running a red light, just crazy stuff every day, having too much stuff in the back of the truck where it looks like it's going to flip over, having a family of 5 on one motorcycle, you name it, happens all the time. At first it can get very annoying if you're somebody who loves to abide by the traffic laws, but I can assure you, give yourself about a good 6 months of driving here and you start to not notice it anymore, and you just kind of laugh and you just kind of expect it. So just expect the unexpected and try not to be too annoyed by things here in Thailand when you're driving. The one thing that I know that gets on a lot of people's nerve, and we're going to explain this a little bit, is the 2-tier pricing. And that is, you go to a national park and it says basically Thai people, let's say 20 baht to get in, foreigners 400 baht to get into the same place. And yes, it doesn't matter if you've lived here for 20 years and you have a Thai driver's license in most instances, you still got to pay that other price because you are not Thai. It drives some expats absolutely batty. Just know that they do have it here, and it does bug me a little, so what I do is I don't pay it. I don't bother going into those places that have dual pricing. It makes sense because, the Thai people are putting money into taxes where some foreigners are not. But the fact is, some foreigners are, and now they're making people who live here over half the year start to pay taxes. So will dual pricing change? Probably not. So that's going to get even more annoying to some people. You will need to get used to a lack of personal space. Now, I'm not saying this is entirely the Thais. There's other foreign countries here in Thailand. I won't name them. And there's a whole bunch of them, and they will be so close to you. It's just in their culture to be crowded, and they'll bump into the back of you when you're in the grocery store with their cart, or they'll stand right there behind you, and they're basically brushing up against you, and you kind of turn around and give them the stank eye. But you're going to have to get used to people, unfortunately, being a lot closer to you than you would like. And I'm not necessarily saying, again, that this is a Thai issue, but it is an issue that you will have to deal with here in Thailand. And the last one on our list, which is your problem, not anyone else's, and that is the language barrier. You need to speak Thai. If you don't speak Thai, then don't blame anyone but yourself. However, when you do move here and you think people are understanding your Thai and you order something and it comes back totally wrong, can be annoying. Again, this is your problem, not theirs. My suggestions, if you're ordering something, if it's on a menu, point to it so they can see it. Don't just try to sound it out or go, well, it's in English on the menu, so obviously they must know how to speak English. No, make it blatantly obvious. And if you're at some sort of, let's say, street vendors and it has pictures of all the items out there, it's in English and it's in Thai, don't assume they're gonna know if you order that in English. Get your phone, take a picture of what it looks like and show that to them and tell them that's what you want, unless they're speaking phenomenal English. But it can get annoying whenever there's so much miscommunication. But again, that's your problem, not theirs. Well, that's all I have for you right now. I hope it's helpful. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you feel so inclined, buy us a coffee. The link down in the description. We'd really appreciate it. And if you would love to subscribe, we'd love to have you, so please subscribe. Until next time, I'm going to say thank you in Thai, which is Khap Kun Khap.